Hey, what's up guys? Let's check out the Fabfilter Pro MB. Pro means professional and MB means multiband. Multiband what? That would be multiband dynamics. So it's a multiband dynamics processor or a multiband compressor. Any way you look at it. It kind of follows the same way Saturn works, which I really enjoy. I'm a big fan of Saturn. I use it quite a bit on basses to give them a bit more energy per se. So let's take a look at this. So I have just a basic drum loop that I found. Oops, Windows sounds. What the heck is that about? Right, so right off the bat, very positive UI. The display is GPU accelerated, so that's pretty cool. Looks really good, and basically how you think of a multiband compressor is basically an EQ that just turns itself. Basically, it's not too different. Just think of like a bunch of band pass filters, each going into its own compressor. That's a rudimentary way of looking at it, but it's basically the same. So basically you have your little selector here, you click, and then you have the band you're going to be processing. So we can solo it and play it, and we see this yellow line right here is the reduction. The purple, the dark purple, is the range, and that's how, like, the limit to how much is being compressed. This is very useful on buses if you want. It's more of a refined way of making a mix more cohesive, and I'll give you an example with this. They are basically taking a page out of the Wave C6, but there's some key differences which I'll get into in another video. So let's take a look at this. So you have your usual suspects of a compressor. You can have a gain reduction or an expand or an upwards. So you can design some transients, which we'll do. You have your ratio from 1 to 1, which is nothing, to a lot to 100 to 1, which is an infinity. It's not a limiter, but it's not what we're using it for. Attack, release, and output. So what we'll do. Oh, another really cool thing is the slope. You can adjust the slope on each band crossover. Thanks for letting me know what it is. So we have that. We have our dynamic phase and our minimum phase. These are basically how the audio acts at the crossover points. So what it basically does is each band is taken out with a filter, like I said, and then it's compressed, and then they're bussed back together. So typically, linear phase is more of a higher quality kind of crossover. It prevents phasing, and it just sounds better. Oversampling, of course, we can go to 44.1 is what we're at right now. We can oversample to 88, and then 192 with ×4. So the general rule with oversampling, I'm not going to explain it, but the general rule with oversampling is if you're going to be EQing high frequency content, oversampling is, a good idea. If you're going to be EQing basses, you don't need oversampling. So generally people will argue that 44.1 kilohertz goes up to 22 K on your EQ here, but there's arguments on the internet. It depends on resonance and the resolution, but if you have a pretty fast computer, it's a good idea. At least ×2 can hurt, and that's all well and good. So we have a band here. What I'll do is I'll go over, and what we'll listen to our piece of audio here. So this is a practical kind of use review. Oh, I'll turn off Wave C6. There we go. So what I want to do, and which is really popular, really what I want to do, let's check this out, expert. So you can sidechain it, you can have external in going in, we don't need that. So what I want to do is I want to kind of tame the dynamics of the low end from let's say 70 hertz below, and we can solo that and listen to it. Right, so now there's a lot of gain reduction. So what you can do is we'll just kind of leave it, we'll adjust the range here, and so I'll keep it as like a sharp curve instead of fading it into the other. This is a very sharp curve, and I will keep the attack and a slow release, and we'll look at the yellow line to see what it's doing, and we'll use our ears too. So what we can do there is we can boost the low end, but keep an appropriate headroom. So we have that, and we can adjust the threshold. So now we have it going right down to the maximum range that is allotted. Pretty positive. So what we'll do now is we can have it like that, and we can kind of tame the kick. But what is really cool is we can, like, there's a zipper right here, so we can take it out and like uncross over it. Oh, but it jumps to, yeah, that's not good. I wish it didn't do that. Anyway, so we will kind of tame the kick area. With a fast kind of attack, and we'll just phase that in. Then we'll add another band. Now this is the band that I want to do stuff with, so I'll mute that. Oh. I'll turn that off, I should say. And we can do A/B comparisons by just turning the plugin on and off. Alright, so we have a bit more low end. I'll turn this up. So it's very wumpy. And our crossover is, we'll just move that over. There we go. So now it's whoomp compared to, right, but we're still maintaining slightly appropriate headroom, which is good. So we have our high end here. Now this is, did I mute this? Oops. It's still very intuitive. I've only been using it for like 10 minutes. One thing I noticed is, say, if you want to kind of do some neat things to it, for a beginner it can be a little intimidating. But say we want, for this range, this is where the punch, the kick, and the percussion pokes through, you can use presets, or I guess we should call them starting points. So these are a bunch of compressor styles for the green band, which is the band we're playing. So what I want to do is go with an aggressive transient enhancer. Let's give this some balls. So let's check this out. So now we have that, and we can adjust the range. I don't like that. Maybe we can unzip it. Oh, that's not it. Unzipper. There we go. So we have that affecting. We'll check this one out. It's always a good idea to solo. And then A/B. It's a little bit too much range. I could probably move that over here. So right now it's a bit high passed. So a really cool feature to adjust the slope so it feeds into the high end. So it doesn't sound like a telephone ringing. And we'll have it at that. And that's pretty cool. So now we have punch and a bit more bass, and we'll look at our little VU meter here. Roughly the same in terms of, you know, amplitude or volume, but a bit more punchy. So what a multiband compressor can do as opposed to an EQ. And you'd probably think of them as the same thing, is we're adding and taking away and adding, but we're not so much just a flat, like just boosting something. We're boosting something, this in particular, we're boosting it for just a split second at the transient, and then reducing it instead of just flat out, you know, EQing and adding and, you know, adding some blah stuff. So what we'll do is we can, you know, 4 times multi-sample because my computer's awesome. Right, so we have 3 bands here. They're not kind of crossover, but this is just, you know, how I like to work. And you can adjust each crossover. Yeah, the analyzer is pretty cool. And we have look ahead, but that's for another day. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my practical review of the Pro MB. The MB is for multiband. Alright, take care.